it can be overwhelming, the different pieces, because there are so many different things and we're not taught how to be accountants. So your part comes in to make it super clear and a click of a button, like a little work, you got to put in the numbers, right?
Yep.
And then the click of a button, you can start changing things and seeing what works for you. So it takes that fear out of, one, using technology, and two, making a switch. If you're ready to create a salon business that thrives, but also aligns with your values of clean, holistic, and sustainable practices, then you're in the right place. Whether you're just getting started on your journey or you're already running a successful salon but crave more impact and clarity, this podcast is for you. I'm going to dive deep into mindset, systems, and strategies that help salon owners like you grow and scale your business while staying true to your purpose. Every week, we are going to have real conversations about the challenges, the successes of running a holistic salon. And I'll give you my insider tips. So if you're ready to transform your salon into a powerhouse of purpose, profit, and peace, let's get started. All right. Welcome back to the Impactful Salon Owners Podcast. I'm your hostess, Jacqueline Rodriguez. And today I have a very special guest with us, Chrystal Graves, founder of Liquid, and so many other things. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us all the amazing ventures you have been on, because we've known each other for what? I don't know now.
4 years? 3
Yeah.
years, I would say at least. Yeah. Well, it's 2024. So at least 4, if not 5 years. Wow. Okay. Yes.
Time flies, especially when we're having fun. And I think both of us over the last few years have had lots of fun.
Absolutely. I think I would say my entire 15 years wearing the hat as a licensed cosmetologist has been fun for me. So first off, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. So I am the CEO and founder of Liquid, and we are boosting salon owners and hairstylists' profits one smart decision at a time. I worked with salon owners and hairstylists who really want to enhance their client experience, streamline their operations, and have a growth around smart, data-driven, impactful decisions. Like I said, I've been in the industry for 15 years. I like to say I've worn every hat in the industry outside of cosmetology school. So every concept that exists, from booth rental to hybrid to commission, I built the first salon suites in my city. I have literally done it all. And what I've learned most is that we all got into this with the creative mind and no business plan, but it's so important to understand the business around it, to have a sustainable place and space, that you don't have missed opportunities and burnout, which is why I created Liquid.
Yes. And that could not be a more true statement. We get into it. I know I got into the industry because we love to be creative. We get to work with the fabric of the hair and colors and all of these things where we can really make a beautiful transformation in a few hours, which is amazing. And I know one thing we've been taught in the industry too is like, you go from stylist to basically you either go educator route or you go salon owner route, right?
Yep.
Nobody told you that when you become a salon owner or a booth rent, like when you have to make all the decisions, there is so much more than just what product you're going to buy, what kind of services you're doing. There's so much more. And it does lead to tons of frustration, isolation, feeling very alone, and burnout. So that's why I love what you're doing. And I've seen your evolution, and I'm a techie girl at heart, which we've had this conversation. Yes. And I love the big difference of your mission. So tell us a little bit more about why it's important to involve this type of technology, especially how you're streamlining the transition. For my audience, we're streamlining the transition into clean and sustainable businesses while maintaining a focus on profitability, because it's important.
Absolutely. So I think where Liquid really plays a part. So first, when I went into the industry, I was actually in a clean space. So I've never actually experienced being in a salon that had anything outside of clean products. So I've never had like ammonia in color. And like, so for me, that's just always been a part of who I was. And mostly because I was like, I'm gonna be in here breathing in all this stuff all day. And we know that our skin is our biggest organ and we're touching people. Like, I wanted to be like as healthy as possible. So this has been at the core of my heart forever. But the reason why for Liquid and how we really help salon owners is all of us use some sort of amazing booking system, right? We put all of our information in there. Most of the time we put data, but it doesn't really do anything for us, right? If we go pull a report, or if it tells us how much money we made this week, or if we put notes in about our clients, it's just there, right? It's like, then I have to like make the decision choice to go look at it. I have to understand what that P&L means or how much the retail cost me means. So Liquid takes all of that guesswork out of it for you and helps you make those decisions. Well, we make those decisions for you actually, and help you implement changes in your workflow around operations and client experience. Now, to answer your question, how does that work when you're transitioning to wanting to be a cleaner, more sustainable salon? The first thing that probably comes to people's mind is like, oh, this is going to be very expensive, right? Immediately they're like, if it's cleaner, if it's better, it's expensive. What our boost does is it actually allows you to put in all of your fixed and variable expenses, put in your product costs now. So just say you did it for now. And then you look and say, okay, if I'm going to transition into having a more clean, sustainable salon, what is the price difference, right? You can make that a line item, and then you would click a button and it would tell you automatically how much you should increase each of your services by to cover that cost. Now, the next question is like, okay, Chrystal, I'm going to raise my prices, but now I have this fear around, does my client experience, like, do they feel like it's worth it? That is where our next feature, Connect, comes in. Connect, we actually make personalized links for you to send out to your new clients. We gather a bunch of information about their preferences, about them, about anything that you could possibly think of. And then we take what you're offering, put them together in a proprietary algorithm, and then it'll spit out how you approach this client's needs and wants and how you relay the value of what you're providing them. On average, increasing your service ticket by $30. Now, breaking that down, basically, if a client comes in and they're suffering from, they have allergies, or one of the things that was really big for us is people who had gluten things. And what people don't realize, if you have a gluten allergy, it's not just the food, it's your shampoo, your conditioner, your products. So like, if one of the questions is like, do you have any allergies or sensitivities? And they're like, oh, I'm allergic to gluten or whatever, we can pair that with your products and say, when they come in, hey, Jacqueline, I know that you have a gluten sensitivity. So we actually use these 2-3 products that ensure that you don't have that sensitivity. And people don't even think about it costing more. They think about, you are catering to me, my needs. So Liquid really helps you not just understand how to price correctly for profitability, because in our boost, you actually can put in a profit in there. You can put in paying your taxes. But then on the flip side, we help you make that client experience better and connect with your client more, so you feel, I think it's you feel more comfortable charging exactly what you should be charging for profitability.
Okay, there's so much to break down in that. No. It's beautiful. And I'm like super excited. So I'm going to try to like not go off of on a tangent either. Right. So, okay. Number one, the profitability part, like so key. Because in my academy, I literally break down different product lines, and it depends on where you're starting. It could be more expensive. It could be less expensive, or it could be about the same. But having a tool like Liquid and having the boost is so key, because then it takes the fear of like, well, I don't know if I can make this work or not, right? That's what I think is just so beautiful about it, because you can switch with the click of a button. And this is what's amazing is I've been in the industry for 20, I'm going to age myself, 24 or no, 25 years. Insane. So I have gone from everything to just paper everything to now full on technology. I know a lot of stylists and salon owners get a little scared of, making that change. And also, it can be overwhelming, the different pieces, because there are so many different things and we're not taught how to be accountants. So your part comes in to make it super clear and a click of a button, like a little work, you got to put in the numbers, right?
Yep.
And then the click of a button, you can start changing things and seeing what works for you. So it takes that fear out of, one, using technology, and two, making a switch. Even if you're a clean salon already, but you find another brand and you're like, okay, well, is this one more expensive or less expensive? Or, what is it going to do to our bottom line? That's such an important piece. See, I don't want to go off on a tangent. The other part of it, the client experience, having that, because it comes down to, it's too expensive. And I literally just answered this question earlier today in one of my calls of, well, my clients are like, I'm switching over and I'm afraid of how I'm going to tell them. How am I going to actually help them make that switch and tell them the benefits? Your tool, which I have not gotten a chance to use that part. I have used Boost, absolutely love it. But your tool helps break that down and create that confidence within yourself. And when you have a clear roadmap, my students go through and create an ecosystem of exactly what their mission and their vision and everything is, being able to have that and then know how to talk to your clients, bring in new clients, gold. This solves so many problems.
That's my goal. And as someone who was behind the chair and struggled, I didn't raise my prices, and I was clean. I didn't raise my prices for the first 5 years. And why I raised them wasn't because I was like, because I was making money. I didn't feel like I was like not making enough to live or barely making it. One of my clients literally was like, oh my God, I love my hair. It's so crazy. You're like the fourth person I've been to. My eyes don't tear up when I get my hair colored. It's such a great experience, all the things. And you're like half the price. And she thought it was like a compliment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was immediately like, girl, like get it together. And I really sat down with a spreadsheet to do what Boost does. And so we are literally wanting to like wipe out the world of spreadsheets. And what I will tell you that's coming, we will actually have where we can plug into your current booking system. So in how you said now with Boost that you have to kind of do the typing in, we'll actually be able to just pull that out of your booking system. We'll be able to tell you some financial forecasting. We'll be able to tell you like how much of those products do you need to sell to like hit your 20% revenue. So that is coming. But yeah, our goal is really to be your virtual business partner when it comes to operation and client experience, so that you can focus on actually being behind the chair, making people feel good every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is so key for salon owners who don't have that business knowledge, and some of us, quite frankly, just don't want to, right?
Want to,
Yeah. Well, yes, it's the time and also the want of like, is this something that I want to sit and spend time learning a whole nother thing?
that part.
I loved it. I didn't realize I was going to, so I actually love that part of figuring it all out. But this is really important for the salon owners, and it's to avoid the burnout, right? Of what owning a salon is. I want to ask, how important is it for salon owners to regularly like use this, review the pricing structures, especially when, like you said, you hadn't done a price increase for 5 years, you were living fine, you were making plenty of money, but why is it important to do it on a regular basis?
Absolutely. I think it's important to do it on a regular basis to understand the planning of where you're going and where you were. So I think a lot of times we have an idea of where we are, and then some of us want to take additional education, or we want to hire someone, or we want to expand, or we want to change lines and or add a higher level of service. And if we're not sure if we can do that, checking your numbers regularly, you will also see what services are doing well. Like there may be a service that you absolutely love, but you're losing money every time you do that service. Or there's a service that you absolutely hate. However, that service is having the biggest impact to your revenue or your profitability, or even looking at if you're missing the mark, right? So sometimes if you are missing the number, what other service could you add to that service or do more of? So like if you have treatments that you do, if you're under your profit goal by $200 and you see 70 people a month and you have a treatment that's $15, if you ask all 70 of your people if they want to add a treatment to their service and 25% of them say yes, you've made up that profit difference. So
Yeah.
really thinking about like where you're going, we have something called like a liquid number. And I think most people don't do this. They don't get a paycheck. Like I rarely meet stylists who say, yes, I either transfer money over from my business account to my personal account as a paycheck, or I actually get a physical, like a physical paycheck from the salon.
Yeah.
You definitely should. If COVID did not teach us anything, is that you should actually be getting a paycheck, because if something happens, if you paycheck and disability insurance, because if something happens, you can't be behind the chair. How do you know how to replace your income? How do you know if you want to hire someone to replace your income? And the liquid number is, for me, we take and look at everything we want for 12 months, vacations, dinners, and then we put that in and then we calculate per month. And that's like our paycheck part. And so really understanding all of those numbers of not just where you are, but where you want to go in the long short of it, because that was long.
Yeah, no, but that is so important because we don't think about those things. We look at what do we have in the account? What can I actually pay myself? And I know I started doing that when I started the salon because I had no idea what business was. I knew like everything had to go back into the business. And yes, we have to invest back into our business. And we do, as salon owners and stylists, need to take home a profit, need to be able to live day to day without the worry and the stress, because that alone will cause not just burnout, but it will cause a lot of heartache and stress. And we know when we have that type of stress, especially money stress, that manifests itself into so many other things. It's not just being stressed out, it affects your body. And that we want to avoid at all costs.
Yeah. Because we
Yeah.
are the vessel that delivers the thing. So like if you
Yeah.
can't physically come to work to deliver the service, now you're really at a problem. Now money is really going to be an issue because you, as the provider, cannot provide the thing that brings you the money that you are actually worried about having.
Yeah. And the other layer to that is not just physical, because maybe you're fine and you can go in and out, mental and your energy. When you are stressed out and you're constantly worried about money in your salon or not being able to make it or whatever, promise, even if you're not saying a thing to your clients and you're happy as can be, fake happy, they feel it. Your energy transmutes to your clients, whether you know that it does or not. And that's the importance of like that holistic view, right? How are you taking care of yourself? How are you implementing the systems and the strategies to make your life easier, which will in turn make you more money, which will in turn more clients that are happier, feeling like that they're just so magnetically attracted to you and your salon. So it is very multi-layered, and you wouldn't think with a system that it would affect all of these things, but it does.
Yes. Oh, and I 100% agree. Like I'm a manifesting generator, and I know that my energy, yes, can affect the room. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I can walk into a room and like affect the room. If I'm in a great mood, then everyone's in a great mood, and we're touching people. So even outside of just being in your energy, you're actually laying your hands on their crown chakras, and you like so that energy is being transferred, and they can feel that. So you want to be as grounded as possible. You don't want to have that stress, at all, whether it's mind, body, either way.
Yeah. And I love that our industry is really starting to look at that and get away from like that hustle and just work, work, work type of lifestyle and business style. I love that we're starting to incorporate that. So, where do you see our industry going?
Yeah, so I feel like we're at a point right now where either you're going to shift or you're going to get left behind. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've seen so many people who are closing their doors, who are getting different jobs. And a lot of it is stemming from people being like, I can't get any clients. People aren't staying or I can't pay my bills. And I think really you have to have technology in your business right now to be able to automate things, to be able to help you really be the creative artist that you want to be. And so I think either you're going to embrace technology, the evolution of clean, and impact, or you're probably going to be looking for a different job.
I could not agree more with you. That's exactly what I see. And, that's the reason I named my podcast The Impactful Salon Owner, because we get to affect a lot of people. And especially as salon owners, we make the decisions that impact directly the stylist working for us. Even if you're a single solopreneur, you have people around you, your clients, or if you have somebody helping you manage or your family. We impact so many people around us. And in the day and age now, like after COVID, our clients have so many options and they are so well versed in what those options, what they want, right? They know that they want somebody who cares more about than just making a dollar and that hustle bustle, taking 3 clients on at the same time. I mean, some clients do. Like, I'm not going to say for everyone, right? Because some clients do like that fast pace in and out, but the majority of them are seeing that they have options. So, shifting and looking at your model, your systems, your strategies to create a safe space that is unique to you
Mhm.
and attract those clients. It is very dire right now to like get keyed in on that and then create systems and have systems to support you to do that.
Yes. And I think you said something that just to dial in on that. And I love what you said, that's uniquely to you. And I think that is so important in a world where a lot of us are on social media and we listen to a lot of content and we try to mimic other things. I was guilty of it as well. And you realize that, like, keep your eyes on your own paper. And when you use things like liquid or boost, you have an understanding of you and
Yeah.
you are able to understand what you uniquely need in your salon. So I love that what you said. What's unique to you? That's why the people are going to come sit in your chair. It's you. So that's so important.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the beauty of what is possible, right? The possibilities and the opportunities out there, everyone can win because nobody can be you. Nobody can create the thing that you are creating. And if you focus on what's important to you and getting really clear on that vision and mission, you're going to attract clients who have been dying to meet you
Yes.
and your raving clients. So I do want to keep our time short. I this is the hardest thing about this podcast is because I love talking to such amazing people. So what's some last words that you would like to say to our stylists or our salon owners?
I think last words that I would like to say is that one, I would love to connect with you as an individual. I am a very hands-on founder. I've been in your seat. I've worn your hat, and I think what we're creating at Liquid is for salon owners by salon owners. And I want to tell you that you're not alone, and anything and everything that you could possibly want and hope for is out there for you. And just build the network and the connections and the community, and you can have it all.
Yes. Yes, I love it. Exactly. And where can they find you? We're going to have it in the show notes, but tell us.
You can find us on every single platform. It's Get Liquid AI. So that's on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, all the things. And then our website is getliquid.ai. So
beautiful. Okay. And we will have all of that in the show notes. So make sure that you connect with Chrystal. Make sure that you get Liquid. Really take a look at it and connect with us. And we are here. We're humans. I answer my own messages.
Right.
I love that, right? Like that's, again, I love the connection and supporting, because I didn't have that when I was starting. I didn't have that when I opened my salon. It was, that old way of thinking. So I committed to helping and supporting and being that type of person. So I know you're the same, and I love what you're doing. I support Liquid 100%. Please go on and connect with us. And thank you for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, review, let us know, because the more that we get this out in front of people, the more that we get to help this industry. And I love this industry, and there's so much power in this industry. We get to unite, stay together, and just keep pushing forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Impactful Salon Owners Podcast. I hope today's episode gave you valuable insight and inspiration to take your salon to the next level. Before you go, I wanted to remind you that the Holistic Salon Academy is opening up soon. So if you're ready to dive deeper into clean, holistic, and sustainable salon practices and build a truly impactful business, be sure to join the waitlist. By signing up, you'll be the first to access all of the details and exclusive content before anyone else. You definitely don't want to miss out. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed this one, I'd love it if you could leave a review. It helps to grow the show and reach more salon owners just like you. And lastly, come hang out with me on Instagram at Clean Beauty Biz Coach, where I'm a real life person who loves to connect with you. I'm always in my DMs answering your questions and would love to chat more over there. Thanks again for being here, and remember, every step forward is a step towards lasting change. Until next time.